We had the second day of the Cosmoverse, and we met Jonathan Caras. He's working at Levana. Um,
Levana is a perpetual swap on Cosmos. We're currently deployed on Osmosis and Injective. We've been live for 10 weeks. We've had about $150 million of trading volume, and we're excited to grow and expand within and beyond the Cosmos ecosystem.
Why you decided to choose this kind of product?
I think that creating a robust financial ecosystem really requires the ability to have capital efficient exposure in both directions. If you look at the derivatives market in TradeFi, for every $1 that is traded on spot markets, like in the spot or in the stock or commodities exchange, we see about $40 to $80 traded within the derivatives market. The reason why it's so much greater in the derivatives market is that it's much easier to enter and exit into these types of positions, and it allows for directional support not only in favor of the growth of an asset, but in a hedge against its decline.
I totally agree that we have to have a lot of different tooling and allow users to be more efficient in the in Cosmos ecosystem and everywhere a part of that. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Who are you for now? What do you do?
It's a good question. I mostly talk on the phone. That's on a day-to-day basis. I take a lot of meetings with different teams within Cosmos. But my background focuses a lot on product design, marketing, and engineering. I'm formally trained as a computer engineer from the Jerusalem College of Technology. I grew up as a script kiddie and a software developer, a game developer, and content websites using Mambo and Joomla in the early 2000s. I'm an entrepreneur. I built a successful mobile-focused software development company called App Studio in 2007, which I exited in 2012. Then in 2012, I patented a video streaming protocol for 3G networks for mobile-to-mobile video streaming, and I exited that in 2015 after I grew it to about 26 million subscribers and brought it to cash flow neutral. So I had about 84 employees there, and it was a wild experience. We iterated very quickly. One of the things that I learned from there was that it took around 2 years to get our first million users and another 2 weeks to get our second million users. And so it's once you have a system that works just through rigorous trial and error and through a hyper-focus on funnel analysis and tightening marketing and really data-driven product iteration and user feedback focused product iteration. So then you can rapidly grow a product. And I think that is been very helpful in the growth of Levana. Since we've been live for about 10 weeks, we've had over 200 user interviews, and a lot of the roadmap is directly a result of the feedback that we've had from those customers to the protocol. After I exited in 2015 the video streaming company, I worked on a Kickstarter for a camera for the Apple Watch. It was called WristCam. So we worked with some Apple engineers to build that. It was a pre-sale campaign. I learned a lot about community management and data analysis on ad campaigns and funnel analysis from outside of the user product, which I'm trying to bring some of that into the Cosmos ecosystem. The tooling is not very robust, but there's a lot to learn there. And after that, I worked for the Kardashian family. We They were, well, technically some bankers that worked with the Kardashian family, but their daughter Kim, who's a celebrity in North America, she wanted a smart fashion app. So that was the prompt that I was given. I designed 6 different products for her, one of which we brought to market called Screenshop. So it used computer vision and machine learning. Today you would just call it AI, but this was in 2016. And so we used AI to turn your Instagram feed into a shopping cart. So we got a couple million downloads and then sold a couple 100,000 articles of clothing, and then we were acquired by Snapchat. So around this time, I was already buying and selling Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ripple and everything else that you could find on Poloniex, and I wanted to be able to really diversify outside of the stock market and commodities, and so I really wanted to buy gold. I liked the thesis of a commodity-based asset that couldn't be inflated by nation states, and it was very difficult to buy gold, to actually physically buy it. To buy it on a website, just didn't interest me. And when I started learning about a lot of the principles of gold, it attracted me to Bitcoin, which I had already been aware of for many years, but never really read the white paper. So I fell in love with Bitcoin immediately upon reading the white paper. I went out, I bought 10 Bitcoin and lost most of it trading. And but that's what happens when you get started, and then I founded a crypto hedge fund in 2018 after the bull run, after doing some prop trading with some of my investors, which was very successful in the 2017 bull run, and then I was an early investor in Near Protocol and Solana. And MakerDAO, and a few other the cornerstones of the Ethereum DeFi ecosystem. After that, I led business development at Starkware. I brought about 340 different projects through the door at Starkware. While I was leading BD, we built DYDX. We built Diversify. We worked with Immutable, Gods Unchained, So Rare, Unstoppable Domains, Argent, and a few other interesting projects. I got really, I fell down the rabbit hole with NFTs very hard. I like painting watercolors and some other artwork, so I made a bunch of artwork during the first bull run of NFTs, and participated in auction houses, and I got really into NFT gaming, designed a few NFT games, and then I left Starkware to work with Delphi Labs, which is a very talented research and incubator from Delphi Research, and then they introduced me to Terra, and I was introduced to Doe, and I had been an investor in a project called Haven, which was MergeMind. It was a volatility token and a stable coin as a pair, MergeMind on top of Monero. And so I was very familiar with the model of UST and Luna, and I saw that this plus Cosmosm and plus the interoperability promise of Cosmos had the real potential for massive success. So I began building derivative products or really just financial tools for leverage within Terra. Then I built and designed a game which was very popular, a popular NFT set on Terra. And then I was invited by Doe to join the Luna Foundation Guard. So our goal was really to design a more robust version of UST. Unfortunately, none of really any of our work saw the light of day, because of the crash in May. And then after that, we were supposed to be launched with the first version of Levana about a month, June 9th actually, and May 11th, you could argue May 10th was when everything happened with Terra. So then we moved initially to Juno, but didn't really find product market fit there. We put all of our GameFi work on the back burner, focused on building a well-funded perpetual swap, which is the current version of Levana. We launched it on Osmosis about 10 weeks ago. After that, we launched on Say about a month ago, and then a week ago we launched on Injective.
You know, if I will tell that I was impressed, it means tells nothing. So it's really like a very huge journey, and like on this part I have two questions. So you have very like this long way to come finally to Levana, and after this big way I have two questions. What you want to like build with Levana, what you want to like make as a like at the end game for Levana, and you have a very big list of things which you where you were successful. So
It sounds on paper a lot more successful than it was. You know, there's a lot of ups and downs to the whole process.
I
Yeah.
know, but from you know from my thoughts, it looks like two ways how it will be. One thing is you will make Levana like super exciting product within all the Cosmos, or you will like leave it because your potential is so high to move like and work with such a like small projects for now. Just like
Well, my hope is not that Levana is an acronym for leverage any asset. So the end game there is a permissionless, decentralized network where anyone can launch a leverage platform for any asset. So similar to what Uniswap did to exchanges, where anybody could launch a spot market. So eventually, we would like to see that Levana can achieve the same goal within leverage markets. There's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of risks that are associated with leverage. There's a lot of potential for either LPs or traders to be manipulated or rug pulled. And so there's, it's a learning process, and we're not there yet. The system is permissioned as to what assets can be listed and to how much leverage that they can have, and some of the other nuances of the markets. We've got about 8 markets live. The most recent market that we launched was INJ. So we've seen about $250,000 traded in the past like 2 days, to maybe 3 days. So that's been very successful, and we're excited to see that grow. And then in the immediate roadmap, we have synthetic markets, which will be live, which is across collateralized positions. So meaning using Tether or Circle to be able to collateralize positions, or even using liquid stake derivatives, like open a Bitcoin leverage position with your with your ST Atom, things like that. And then we have, from a social perspective, I'm a strong believer in social hooks. So using NFTs as discounts, or allowing them to be used for special access within gated aspects of the application, and then also social aspects such as copy trading, being able to anyone to be able to create certain vaults, have multiple accounts, use different strategies, and then to automate certain more predictable processes, like for example cash and carry basis trading, leverage ETFs, things like that. So we've spoken to Quasar and Zaki from Somme, and getting them to be able to take some of their product offering and then apply it to the underlying engine that we've built for supplying leverage.
It's incredible. What do you think Levana could like? So what's the problem you try to solve from your personal perspective? What problems motivates you to build such kind of products?
I'm afraid that so money is a way to quantify or to take work and then to distill it into something that then can be stored and can be displaced in time. So money is a very advanced technology that humanity has developed, which really no other creatures really have. You could argue crows have money and things like that, but very, very, it's definitely humans have it to an extent that no other animal has. And the really whoever controls the money supply and who's allowed and what you're allowed to spend money on really controls the labor of a society. And a free society really requires a free money. And I don't mean free as in beer, but free as in like freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And I believe that the natural we also live in a society where historically no corrupt system has ever self-corrected. Where and for the past, you could argue from the 1940s or you could argue from 1971, we've been living in from a global landscape from a very corrupt form of money, and which is arguably an unethical form of money in the form that 40% of the U.S. dollar was printed in the last 4 years, and then it can be distributed to whoever the existing power wants to see. Maintain its its own thought process. And we also see that today there's no need for a government to be able to balance its budget because they can always just use debt in order to create more money. And primarily we see that the current world leadership doesn't really reflect the needs or wants of the people. Its primary goal is as arguably as any living creature, which is its own self-sustainability. The current power wants to continue itself, and that plus technology really leads us to unfortunately a dystopian future where it's impossible to save, it's impossible to grow unless you toe party lines. And I believe that the work that we are doing within the crypto space is really the last opportunity for humanity to prevent an overarching dystopic future.
Which kind of tools developers should create to avoid this kind of scenario?
I think we need to have as robust or more robust set of tooling and ecosystems. So that means it's not just the things that are product market fit today, which are largely focused around speculation. The main use case of crypto today is essentially a casino, but I believe that with any permissionless network, you're always going to see things like that. Like, what's the most popular use case for the internet is probably pornography, and that's not what 1,000 years from now. Hopefully, we won't remember the internet as just being like a big smut fest. We'll remember it for everything that was good that was created. The innovations of communication, the innovation of idea and thought sharing. But the beauty of permissionlessness is that permissionless will often reflect Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where the things that are more core, like lust, greed, and fear, play out predominantly over some of the more subtle aspects of humanity. So we will, what we find popular in crypto today, I think will always be popular, but I think more subtly what we'll have is a side permissionless, I think it was, I forget who wrote the article, but it was very influential. It said that Bitcoin is a peaceful protest or a peaceful revolution, and I strongly believe in that thought process, where if we can create a robust ecosystem, then and then there's voluntary buy-in to that ecosystem where people would prefer to be paid in crypto rails, and companies would prefer to operate on crypto rails, then humanity will have a chance at maintaining a free society.
And maybe you have some kind of examples of which tooling we could specifically provide, for example, to establish free communication, free money. What else?
Well, I think that what we need, we're at a distribution or growth problem, that enough people have to care about the message. I think that, the speculation, which is often thought of as a negative aspect of humanity, is also a very powerful growth tool. So if we can get, let's say, 50% of humans to care about crypto because they're financially motivated through greed to care about crypto or through fear of loss about crypto, then I think we are in a position where meaningful change in terms of monetary policy can be forced upon the existing powers. Right now we see it also like with welfare or the concepts of UBO, which is just another form of welfare essentially. That if we're going to live in a future where 95% of all jobs are replaced by robots, and we're seeing that happen much more quickly than anybody wants to talk about. But if we need to have a way to be able to distribute wealth, not through a form of communism or socialism, which is really just another form of slavery, but actually be able to have the people be able to control the distribution. And so first, let's get everybody FOMOing into to owning crypto, and then let's get them to change current government policies, and then let's get businesses to embrace it and the current financial ecosystem to embrace it, and then we can create really policies, monetary policies, which are outside of the reach of the short-term benefit of any one person's individual political campaign.
And how the community and the society could help to make it happen much faster?
I think talking about crypto is important. It's very taboo in a bear market. My mom sends me job ads and articles about
Really?
SBF and things like that, and
Oh, this is the scam.
yeah, exactly. And are you okay? Is Bitcoin still around? Do you still work for Bitcoin? That's a question she asks me a lot. And so I think just education is a big part. I think, look, when everybody's done selling, so then that's when the bull run happens. So there will be a bull run. So I think that we need to self-regulate better. I think we need to not do stupid things, which then just directly expose ourselves to
For example?
a hard hand. I think the fact that most of the trading happens within centralized services, like the fact that FTX can happen, shows that we're doing a bad job. The fact that BlockFi can happen shows that we're not effectively educating people on the really, the goal of the space.
Okay, I see. And so maybe from part of development, what developers could make there?
What can developers build? Build for things that solve use cases today. Make sure that you understand the target audience that you're going after. Make sure that you understand that you focus around a business model, that you shouldn't just be creating yet another token that's going to hyperinflate and then disappear in 2 years or after the next bull market. There's lots of problems that can be solved. Entertainment is a huge motivating factor. Find ways to entertain, and even just ask yourself why you're building. If you're building primarily for your own financial benefit, then you probably won't stick around in the space when things get tough.
Yeah, that's I learned a lot and felt that we have same very close vision with each other, and our founder of the POSTHUMAN validator, one time he was singing the song about if we all will set our long positions, we will always grow. So yeah, and
Not if you get liquidated, you know.
yeah, but things we are doing now, as you mentioned, FTX and others failures, we we could learn from these kind of accidents, and we have to learn.
Yep, I agree.
And imagine, just imagine, today your financial problems, like, all done. You have everything. Where you will go with this money? Just imagine you have like unlimited money. You could
If I had unlimited money, I would do the same thing that I do right now.
specifically.
I would just keep building, um, keep educating. I'd probably build video games much more. I don't have the money to build video games, so that's probably what I'd do. If I had unlimited amount of money, I'd build a really kick-ass Web3 game, you know.
Yeah, perfect. And what what really motivates you, like, to wake up in the morning, like, personally you, like, not in.
I mean, I love my wife. I love my kids. I love God. I love my community and my nation, and I, um, I want to solve big problems.
That's awesome. Maybe some words for, like, for conclusion for those who will watch this video, and yeah.
If you want to chat, if there was anything I said here that was meaningful to you, my Twitter, Twitter, it's also my Telegram. So it's MadCapsLaugh, MadCapsLaugh. Levana is Levana_protocol. You can go to trade.levana.finance to trade, assuming that you're in a region that doesn't forbid leverage trading. And please give feedback, because we really care about the feedback. We want to make a product that you want to use.
I have one more thing right here. Sorry for that.
Go for it.
You just said about forbidden places. How to solve this problem?
I think we have to we have to communicate. We have to remind our leaders that the leaders are supposed to work for us, not the other way around. I think that there's a lot of really immoral rulings around crypto today that stomp on the civil liberties of just the general population. And if we don't complain to leaders, then nobody else will.
Thanks a lot. It was very nice to talk with you.
Thanks for having me.